There are plenty of zombies maps at our disposal nowadays, with there being almost 40 maps in the Black Ops series alone. So when you look at these maps, there's clearly going to be some easy ones and some hard ones jumbled in amongst a lot. Today, I'm going to be going through my top 5 easiest maps to play. Now these might not be the easiest maps of all time, but more what I think, for me personally, are the easiest maps to get to those higher rounds anyway, without too much hassle. Now there are a few things that I think of when it comes to how I judge a map's difficulty level. For me personally, easier maps have to have easy access to power, easy access to pack-a-punch, a decent wonder weapon or strong weapon that can basically make it an easy playing ground for you, and easy training spots that next to anyone can master. So to start off this list, my first map is actually Kino the Totem. Now Kino is a favourite of a lot of people, we know that, but the way this map is set out for the casual player. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm a casual player myself, but the second I load into Kino, I already know what I'm doing, where I'm going, and how I'm getting there. I load straight into a game. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab myself an M14, because I am not an Olympia gang. Sorry guys, but M14 is just better. From here, I'm going to go a couple rounds in the first starting area, and then I'm going to open the top right hand side door, and I'm going to go around the speed cola route, because to me the MP40 is here, which makes it nice and easy if I don't find a box on the way around. After going through the speed cola room, you're already on the stage. The power is there for you to turn on, and you can pretty much within 30 seconds of turning the power on, get the teleporter activated and linked up, and go to pack-a-punch your weapon if you really wanted to. So straight away, as soon as we turn on power, we can practically access the pack-a-punch machine, meaning that we already have plenty of firepower behind us if needed. On top of this, if you haven't found a weapon you want to pack-a-punch yet, that's fine. You've already opened up over 50% of the map by this point, which means you have maybe 1 or 2 doors to open at the most, and you can tell exactly where the box is from the massive board behind each box area, showing you exactly where that box is located. On top of this, I believe it's a very simple perk choice, meaning you don't have to spend too long worrying about what you want to get. For me, it is always a quick revive, a juggernaut, a speed cola, and a double tap. It's as simple as that. And maybe if you're on Black Ops 1, you actually replace the double tap with the Widow's Wine, which makes it even more simplistic. Moving on from that, you have a very good training area, which is the main stage. There is loads of space for you to run around, avoid the zombies here, and get a very decent training line going here, making it really easy to go through the rounds at a pretty quick rate. And if you want to make it even more easier, you can actually go outside and train there, because Nova Crawlers do not spawn outside, meaning that you're simply facing zombies, making it even easier for you. And finally, let's not forget, Kino's wonder weapon is of course none other than the Thunder Gun. This thing is a cheat code. There's no other way to define this gun. If you are in a tricky situation, this gun gets you out of that situation in seconds. It doesn't matter how many zombies are around you, they are all gone. And yeah, the ammo capacity might not be great, but you don't need it to be great, because realistically, you're using it once or twice at best, just to get out of those tricky situations. So for me, that makes the first map, which is Kino the Totem, one of the easiest to beat. The next map that I think is one of the easiest to play is actually the Giant. Now, I was going to put the Reese into this as well, but I think there are a few things added to the Giant that actually make it a lot easier to play than its original form. As everyone knows, the Giant is a remake of the Reese, which is only the 4th map of the Zombies franchise. Now because of that, it has got a very simplistic layout. Straight off of spawn, you've got 2 directions that you can go, left or right. Both reach the same destination within 1 to 2 doors. It's not very big. Realistically, you can get to power within a couple of rounds. And if you're smart about it, you can get to pack-a-punch a few rounds after that. Knowing that you can get to pack-a-punch nice and early means that you can also get set up fully really early, especially if you have some good box luck. There are a couple of nice spots that you can train on in this map. You can either train around a power, which I find to be quite simplistic, or if you don't like training, there is always the option to camp on the catwalk. This is probably one of the easiest places you can camp, because let's be honest, there is one direction that the zombies are coming at you from. You do not have to worry about zombies coming from any other direction. You just focus on the stairs and you fire away. Also, on top of this, unlike the Reese, you can actually use the Wonderwaff without the gun having a negative effect on you. We all know that in its original form, if you got shocked by the Wonderwaff while playing, your Juggernaut was no longer effective. for the rest of the game, meaning that realistically you've lost Jug. That has been fixed and it's no longer an issue, so you can use the Wonder Wolf freely, making it even easier. And this is without even mentioning the use of Gobblegums that we have now. Gobblegums obviously a great addition to Black Ops 3, but also make it so much more simplistic to survive and to get around the map and to progress in the path that you want to take. So for me, whilst I think the Reese is also fairly simple, I believe that the Giant is even more simplistic and easier to get to higher rounds. Sometimes when I play the Giant, I just blink and I'm already at round 20, and that is why I'm putting it in this top 5. Next up on the list, we have Ascension, another Black Ops 1 map, and I'm not saying it's a bad map for certain, but when you have a reputation in the community for being an easy high round map, you can't ignore the fact that it's going to be one of the easiest ones to play. I mean, once you get power on, how easy is it to actually get to the Pack-a-Punch machine? All you have to do is take the Moonlanders to set up and then launch the rocket, which obviously is one of the coolest things on this map, but that's beside the point. The point is, it's very easy to unlock Pack-a-Punch, so like the previous 2 maps that we talked about, it's once again very easy to set up. On top of this, we were introduced to 2 new perks in this map, which greatly increase your chances of survival. These 2 being Stamina Up and PhD, meaning that you can now outsprint the zombies for a bit longer. And also PhD, we all know what that does. You can use the likes of the ray gun without having to worry anymore about that extra damage that you might accidentally take at the risk of shooting a zombie too close to you. And don't even get me started if this is the Black Ops 3 edition, because PhD might not be in the map, but you do have Widow's Wine, which is realistically 4 free hits. You've basically got a second Jug. On top of this, there are some very nice training areas. You can either go around the Pack-a-Punch, which is fairly simplistic to run. Around that rocket is very easy, and if you want it even easier, all you have to do is go up to the PhD area. I mean, that area is so open for you to run around and avoid zombies. It's almost a cheat code. If you're smart about it, it should be an easy high rounder for you, making it another easy map. Now moving on to our next map, we're actually going to skip a few Call of Duties here, and we're going to go all the way to Cold War. And we're going to start with none other than Die Machine. Now, I really like this map. It does a lot for me, and it brought me back into the game when I'd lost interest in it for quite a while. And whilst there is a lot of fun to have on this map, I can't deny that it is a fairly simple map to run. First off, Cold War introduced a whole new weapon loadout system, meaning that we no longer have to start with pistols. We can customize our loadout from the get-go. And you might be thinking, well, Black Ops 4 did this. Well, they did. You're not wrong. But on Cold War, it is so much more simplistic in my opinion. You can literally run anything from the get-go. It's not a problem. This automatically means that you're starting off with a pretty powerful weapon. You don't have to gain points to get to the box realistically. And you can focus straight away on getting a Pack-a-Punch and also getting all your perks. Now, unlike the other maps, it does take a little longer to get to the power. Not a lot, but a little bit longer. But to get the power on and to get the Pack-a-Punch sorted, it's really easy. I mean, you just have to go into the Dark Ether, run across the map, and then run back to the Pack-a-Punch, grabbing 1 item on the way. That's as simple as it gets to getting a Pack-a-Punch unlocked. And to make things even easier, as soon as you've done this Pack-a-Punch, you can actually run the Coffin Dance Easter egg, which is really, really easy to complete. I mean, shooting 4 or 5 orbs, and you get a free Jug from it, and a free weapon. It's a no-brainer. You're set up already with one of the best perks. And on top of this, there are massive training areas for you to run around in without getting caught by the zombies. Personally, my favourites are either the spawn area, which is massively open, or the plane area, which I run most of the time. I mean, you can run a pretty effective strategy there, running up the wing, slowing the zombies down with your power up, and then just running around. It's an easy one. I actually think Die Machine was the first map I got to round 100 on when I actually gave it a go, because it was just quick and easy to do. On top of this, you have really good wonder weapons. You had the likes of the DIE Shockwave, which is effectively an alternative thunder gun, which you can shoot away or zap zombies' health. And the ray gun returns in a very overpowered form. This thing shreds zombies. You do not have to worry. And just to top things off, if you've leveled up all your equipment and your perks, etc., it makes it even easier to run this map, because you are so OP by the time you've actually sorted everything out that you don't have to worry about the zombies anymore. They're just nothing to you. And that is why Die Machine has been put on the list. Now we move on to the final map of this list, and it is none other than Cold War Forsaken. Now, it has the main points from Die Machine that I previously spoke about: the weapon startup, making it easy, the perks, perks, the leveling up, etc. But this has a starting area similar to Moon in the sense that you can just run around it for a while, getting points, and also go through a few levels, which is quite nice, a different addition. But realistically, I can spend 5 or so minutes in this area, leveling up, gaining points, and if I'm honest, every time I play this map, I normally play it in the starting area until I've got around 15,000 to 20,000 points, and then I can just jump in the portal and I can go straight to Pack Punch, get a Pack Punch, and normally get a perk as well without even having to worry. So within 5 or 10 minutes of playing this map, you are fully set up with no problems. Alongside this, the map is so split up and large, there is so much space for you to run around without getting caught by zombies. It makes it so simplistic. And finally, I have to mention, the wonder weapon for this map is so OP. The Crystal Axe, honestly, is a one hit till I think around 75, if I'm correct. Point being, you can take out hordes of zombies just by right clicking, not even having to pay attention. It makes the game so simplistic. I mean, I've literally just ran around any town at points, just constantly spamming the shoot button to hit zombies and not even paying attention. And I don't even have to worry about my health going down because it never gets to that point. And that is why Forsaken is the final map on this list. Anyway, that is the end of the video for today. Those are my top 5 easiest maps to run. Now, I want to know from you guys what your easiest 5 maps are to run throughout the Call of Duty franchise. Let me know in the comments below. And whilst you're there, make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe for more, and I shall see you in the next one.